Hey everyone, I'm going to be very cautious about how I word this entire video, and that's because while I really want to express my concern and feelings on this issue, I think because so many others have already done so, and in very explicit and frankly often extremely rude ways, I need to make sure I do this right. So today, we will be talking about the concern surrounding Wonyoung of HYBE and her body. So, a huge caution, this can be a triggering topic for a lot of people, so please do not watch this video if it is a sensitive subject for you. So, Wonyoung entered the industry at a very young age, coming to produce 48 at only 13 and debuting at 14. And of course, with being a part of such a talked about group, she soon started becoming extremely well known on her own. While there were no drastic changes to her weight while she was in IZ*ONE, looking back she gradually did achieve a smaller frame. But since this wasn't a sudden change, it was chalked down to her growing up, losing her baby fat, and that could very well be the case. But I think the biggest change happened in 2021 when she debuted with IVE. From people talking about her getting favoritism from her company and then blaming it on her instead of the company, to those who would not stop talking about her alleged plastic surgery and how different she had started to look, including her body. I think in general, Wonyoung has always been talked about more in terms of her looks rather than her talent. Wonyoung has a lot of potential to genuinely be a really strong center. She has the kind of charisma that pulls your eye, and recently I've noticed her vocals have been getting a lot better too. And she's also a strong idol dancer. She's kind and she's pretty, but unfortunately out of all of these qualities, people only tend to focus on one: the fact that she's pretty. I mean, look at the amount of tweets and comments that fixate on her looks alone, and the amount of people calling her body the ideal shape, their thinspo, etc. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with complimenting someone for their looks, but there's a limit to that, and after that it turns into fixation, which can lead to a lot of pressure. Some of y'all really don't understand body types, and it shows. Some of us can do the most dangerous diets and excessive workout, and we still wouldn't get the same body as Wonyoung because that's just not how the human body works. And what about the fact that pushing yourself like that can lead to other illnesses, skin issues, hair falling out, fatigue, trouble sleeping, etc.? Being healthy is so much more important. Wanting to lose weight is completely fine, but idealizing a body that in itself isn't really healthy, and on top of that, using Wonyoung to shame other idols is not okay. On the other hand, saying Wonyoung just needs to start eating, as if it's ever that simple, is absurd. It is never a one-step process. When Wonyoung sees this, especially at such a young and impressionable age and at such a crucial point in her career, where all eyes are on her, she doesn't want to disappoint anyone. I've talked about this sort of pressure that netizens and fans have put onto Wonyoung in this video, where I talk about the entire pick-me fiasco. But in short, it's clear Wonyoung is hyper-aware of how she looks and how she acts. Not because she's a pick-me or trying too hard, but because those are the kinds of things that fans have continued to praise her for exclusively. She has begun to attach her worth to how she looks, and she never wants to feel like she's letting anyone down. A lot of us have faced similar situations, feeling like we are more desirable or have more worth when we look a certain way, and this kind of thinking is harmful. And this association with her looks and the love she gets in return is a slippery slope. She's a teenage girl, and like most teenage girls, the way we feel about ourselves can vary from day to day, and society has made us fixate on our looks way too much. But multiply that by like 100, and that's Wonyoung's situation. Wonyoung has started to see her body as a showpiece, and I don't mean this in any negative connotation. This entire thing is of course alleged. I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes as someone who is also a young girl. So, Wonyoung has started to see her body and looks as her prized possession, meant to bring in and attract, and not as a literal machine that is working constantly to just keep her alive. I mean, if we scale back for a second, we get so crazy thinking about stuff like how our nose has a bump on it, or how our teeth aren't perfect, the color of our skin, our eyelids, etc., never realizing that none of these aspects were created for aesthetics. Who cares what our eyes look like? They see just fine, for most of us. Who cares if our teeth are weird? They bite just fine. All of these parts of our body that we keep criticizing are doing what they're supposed to. It's just that we are asking too much of them. We are asking too much of ourselves. And that's not necessarily our fault. Throughout history, a woman's worth has been reduced to how she looks. You need to be pretty to be courted. You need to be pretty to be popular. You need to be pretty to be desired. Some fans have begun to get too comfortable behind anonymous profiles, avoiding coming to terms with how they look by dumping it all on Wonyoung. But she is not a video game character that you can customize at will. She is a human being and you are asking way too much out of her. Also, I do quickly want to mention this all K-pop article. I don't know if this is lack of research or just all K-pop being disgusting, but posting edited images of someone's body when their weight is already a concern is fucking sick. And the fact that this is still up and people are seeing this and believing it is awful. If someone suffers from body dysmorphia and sees shit like this, it can really mess them up. And all of this just for a few clicks? At this point, it seems, yes, seems, because this is again all alleged. It seems that Wonyoung is either praised extremely for her looks or put down for it. Even people's alleged concern for her losing so much weight comes out in statements that are less than helpful. And while our concern is valid, situations like these need to be handled carefully, and while I am no one to diagnose her of anything, I will say that the mental toll this can take on anyone, especially someone who is already overworked and overhated, is entirely too much. This is a time for parents to come in, or trusted adults. This is when the company stops overworking her and aid her in any way she needs. Make sure that the body and mind that they keep pushing to unsafe levels is able to handle it. And this entire video is not to say that Wonyoung isn't pretty. I think we all know the answer to that. It's just that she is so much more than that. A fully three-dimensional human being with thousands of thoughts, ideas, and feelings, and talents and skills. It's time we stop admiring the gift wrap and open that damn present and appreciate it for what it is. That is all for this video. I'm sorry I did not approach this topic like others have. I'm not sure that I am really qualified to diagnose her or understand her circumstances in any way, so I wanted to present the situation in a different light, and I hope that's okay. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of videos about topics like this, but I also make fun videos, so if you want to check those out, you can do so as well. And thank you for watching. It really supports me and my channel. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!